Hi everyone. So we are starting a new ethics video. Before that, I want to tell you one thing that ethics is a very scoring subject unless you are giving some extra effort for it. So it is extremely rewarding if you are trying to add things and not only add things, but also doing enough answer writing to apply those. And that we are doing through our Telegram channel since last 1 year and also through our YouTube channel. So these value additions will help you to write something which is not there in the common books like lexicon or common faculties which you all are following. So following them will not help you to score more than 110 marks. That is why these important value additions are will help you to sail above 120 marks. And that will help you, first of all, to clear mains and then also to get rank. Okay, so today we are going to see very important keywords which you're gonna use according to your own will, sometimes while realizing the ethical issues, sometimes while providing the solutions, and sometimes even for justifying the solution that you have provided. Okay, so first keyword is echo chamber. Echo chamber means that you all are in a small room, say for example 50 people in a small room with a similar opinion. Now if your opinion is that poor people are lazy people, if the group's opinion is poor people are lazy people, so after 7 days staying together, that opinion will become very hard. This happens in internet so much that whatever belief or opinion you have, you start watching reels or videos according to that. So what happens is that due to algorithm, you are encircled by the similar kinds of videos again and again and again. So your opinion becomes extremely hardcore. This is also called as bubble effect. And social media is creating a lot of echo chambers where users only see content that aligns with their ideologies. Okay, this is called as echo chamber. The second important keyword is cognitive bias. So cognitive bias is now when you are not applying even your entire rationality, your entire mind, but taking a very quick judgment. And due to the quick judgment, you are making an irrational or wrong judgment. And this is the kind of bias that you have with respect to any of the object or any of the people. Okay. And because of that, you are making illogical decision based on the preconceptions. Something can be like if you feel that cats are predators, if this is your preconceptions. So whenever you will see a cat, your mind will become fearful and make an irrational judgment to throw stone at that cat. This is cognitive bias. Okay. The third is confirmation bias. Means if you have any pre-existing belief, so you have a narrative. You may have a narrative that Indians are dirty people. Say, for example, you are from United Kingdom and you think that Indians are dirty people. Now you will deliberately try to search facts which corroborate that. You're trying to search or interpret to make that belief true. This is called as confirmation bias. And this is something which nowadays people suffer a lot. And because of that, they are unable to see the bigger picture. Okay. In a debate, they are not able to understand both the sides. This is because of confirmation bias. Media nowadays is polarized, and both types of media, whether it is a left aligned media or right aligned media, are suffering from confirmation bias. Now, heuristics. So heuristics are the common judgments that you make without thinking much. Common, simple, efficient rules that you apply to make judgments. Like if you are seeing a person in a white coat, you will presume that he or she is a doctor. Okay, it may be accurate, it may not be accurate. That person may be going to chemistry lab. There also we fear white coat. So this is called as heuristics. Then framing effect. So framing effect is now these advertisements agencies, they use it a lot, the framing effect. They present you information in a way that affects your decision making. So for example, you must have seen that when you were a child, some of the brands used to write 80% off of 20% like this. Huge sale. Now, 80% of 20% is not 80%. This is a framing effect, a kind of presentation which will help you to persuade and buy that. Another example is that if it is written on a soft drink that it is 20%, it has 20% fat, so you won't buy it. But if it is written that it is 80% fat free, you will buy it. This is called as framing effect. Another very important keyword is anchoring bias. So anchoring bias is now when you encounter any kind of first piece of information, you rely too heavily on that while making decisions. Say, for example, if you have opened any e-commerce website and you saw any phone price as first time as 30,000. Now, if it increases or decreases, you will think that that was the original price of that mobile. So even if it becomes 29,000, you will see that this is a kind of big sale. Again, this is used by even politicians to nudge you, even businessmen to nudge you. This is called as anchoring bias. Another very, very important keyword is imposter syndrome. So imposter syndrome is not that you have achieved something. You may have got a very good marks in any of the general study subject, but you still think that you didn't deserve that. The success that you got, you are not deserving of that, despite there is a clear evidence of accomplishment. This is called as imposter syndrome. This is very, very important keyword for any kind of case study related to social issues. This is called as self-fulfilling prophecy. So these these are these are used a lot by the religious pundits and godmans, etc. They will give you some kind of irrational argument. Now, as you revere him or her, you will think that that particular thing is true. Like a person with R name is not good for you. Now, if you meet any person with R name and if he does even a slightest of mistake, you will have your mind will give feedback. Yes, that Godman had said true. This is called as self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, so a prediction that cause itself to come true due to a positive feedback loop between belief and behavior. This can be also true for your examination. Say, for example, prelims examination. Now, if you have this kind of notion that you are not good in prelims, so even if you become better in prelims, most of the times you will fail in subsequent attempt because of your belief. This is called a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is broken window theory, a very important keyword for security-related case studies. This means simple. Now, if there is a small portion of window which is damaged and you are not repairing it, next time what will happen is that entire window will be crashed. Okay. So that means if in a society there are small disturbances and tension which are there and people are thinking, or the people in power, people in administration are thinking that this is not something important, then what will happen is that small problem will become a very bigger problem. This is called as broken window theory. So if you are allowing petty crimes, soon there will be that crime will magnify and bigger crimes will happen. This is called as broken window theory. Okay. Then there is a slippery slope. Slippery slope means now that you think that this is very, very important for corruption. So there is a mistaken notion that a small amount of corruption increases the efficiency or increases the speed of governance. Now, this is a slippery slope. What is good corruption? What is bad corruption? So if you are allowing even a small amount of corrupt behavior, this is a slippery slope which can lead to an entire wheel of corruption. This is called a slippery slope. So even a small action could lead to a chain of negative, often exaggerated consequences. This is called as slippery slope. Another important keyword is moral panic. So no, this is irrational fear. There was irrational fear now once upon a time about someone coming to your home and asking you onion or what not, such kind of irrational fears. So people used to put some kind of uh, palm signs on their walls. Such kind of moral panic was also propagated by people and typically amplified by media. There was also moral panic over video game violence in the 1990s, which led to a stricter regulation, specifically in the European countries and United States of America. Then there is another very, very important keyword which you have to use in case studies related to environment. That is tragedy of the commons. Tragedy of the commons it's a kind of a economic theory. So everyone, if they are just acting based on their self-interest and are not bothered by the common interest of general people, then what will happen is it will deplete or destroy the shared resources. A very common example is overfishing. So it is a tragedy of the commons where individual gain is leading to resource depletion because everybody is acting just based on his or her own self-interest. And environmental degradation is a kind of tragedy of the commons. Now, the next important keyword is gerrymandering. Now, gerrymandering is often related to a political kind of case study. So it is an act where the electoral boundaries are often delimited in such a manner that it favors the party in power. Okay. So they will try to have delimitation in such a manner that opposition voters are packed in a few districts. So that is how they can diminish their overall influence. This is called as gerrymandering. Another very, very important keyword which you can use in caste related violence or social fissures, case studies, gender division, etc. This is called a social Darwinism. A very mistaken belief that only fittest individuals or groups survive in a society. This is the justification which was provided for racial discrimination, that whites are superior than black. Caste system, the upper caste is better or better fitted than lower caste. So any kind of social exclusion or inequality is justified through this principle. This is called as social Darwinism. Then there is another very important keyword related to, again, societal case studies. It is called as intersectionality. So how multiple social identities intersect and create a unique kind of operation. Like if a woman is Dalit and lives in rural area, her identity, one Dalit identity, women, and rural women. These three identities will make her even more vulnerable. This is called as intersectionality. Another very important keyword is a groupthink. Groupthink is when you just want to arrive at consensus without any conflict. So whenever you are achieving any consensus, it is not superficial. There are disagreement inside, but just to arrive at the decision without any quarrel or conflict, you are taking a decision and often suppressing the dissenting opinions. This is called as group think. Mass hysteria, another very, very important keyword. So it is a kind of a widespread fear, often triggered by rumors, misinformation, and perceived threats. In COVID-19, this mass hysteria was generated a lot. Okay. Like people, because of fear, they started worshipping Corona goddess also. So all those irrational behavior and the misnomers which were spread by media and people, which leads to a widespread panic, is called as mass hysteria. Techno-optimism. Techno-optimism is that now all the global problems like climate change, poverty, health challenges, educational challenges can be overcome using technology. Techno optimism will be that utilizing AI can help in better governance. Utilizing AI can help in electricity conservation, ultimately benefiting the environment. Okay. Utilizing artificial intelligence can help in better delivery of health services or educational services. This is called as techno optimism. So, any kind of case study related to governance, also you can utilize techno optimism. This is techno optimism that if you utilize technology, it will lead to better governance or good governance or ethical governance. So I hope I provided you clarity. These 18 keywords, if you can utilize even 5, 6 keywords effectively and highlight it in your answer, I am pretty sure that it will lead to at least 3 to 4 marks of increase, even if you are using 5 to 6 keywords. Thank you very much and take care. Have a nice day. Best wishes.